Hey guys, it's Cameron from Dueling Dragons. Today, for you guys, I'll be doing a deck profile. My Qliphort's OTK deck. This deck actually gets a really lot of wins in, and this is a deck that I've seen. I see a lot here on DevPro, especially on the ranked dueling. You tend to see a lot of this going on because it is a deck that can get wins off fairly easily, and it can also be fairly annoying, especially if you're maybe a person that's not playing Qliphorts. That can just be very annoying and very time consuming for you because you're trying to win against it and yet you still can't win. Like they're just a deck where it seems as if sometimes it's almost near impossible to win unless you're running some sort of Infernoid deck. In that case, then you can pull off a couple of wins, maybe Neckloths and or that Spirit Beast, no, maybe not Spirit Beast, I don't know, Hermit Yokais, some of those new archetypes coming out. But other than that, this deck is pretty OP. Unless actually, now think about it, you're running some sort of a Quasar OTK build, on which in that case you can just easily run over Qliphort towers. So I don't even know why they changed it. It was kill and now it's towers. But anyways, here is the deck profile for you guys. So for the monsters, you're gonna want to have 3 Qliphort scouts. This is like the search engine of the deck, or the Stratos of the deck, basically, and a pretty good pendulum monster for the deck. 3 Qliphort towers, 3 Qliphort discs, 2 Audis Pendulum Dragons, 3 Qliphort Helix, 2 Qliphort Carriers, and 3 Performapal Trampolinix. I don't know. For the spells, you're gonna want to have a 1 Regeki, 3 Summoner's Art, 3 Pot of Dualities, 1 Book of Moon, 3 Sacrifice, and 2 Laser Clip. And then for the traps, you're going to have a Climate Change, 2 Climate Changes, 1 Bottomless Trapple, 3 Skill Drains, 1 Solemn Warning, and 1 Solemn Device. And then for the extra deck, you want to have a 1 Guy Dragon the Thunder Charger, 1 Artifact Dirtinol, 1 number 103, 1 number 50, 1 number 101, 1 number 82, 1 Castile, 1 Exciton Knight, 1 Abyss Dweller, and 1 Gaga Cowboy. So this deck, as you can see, for those of you that know this deck, it is really a good deck, and fairly easy to pull off a win even without pulling out the boss monster, which is towers, or upper Qliphort towers. So it's very easy to be able to pull off a win even without the boss monster. I've seen a lot of people that also try to run an XYZ out. I don't know how to say this, XYZs in it, because if you have Qliphort Scout or pretty much any other Qliphort monster in the Pendulum Zone, you cannot special summon monsters other than Qliphort monsters, which is why you probably won't see many people running an extra deck in this, but there are some times where you can maybe have Qliphort Scout and then Trampolinix and then Pendulum Summon a ton and then use perform a pause effect and then bounce him back to your hand, and then you can do some XYZ summoning then. But with this deck, you're not going to be able to see too much XYZ summoning, and doing that, you're not going to see too much pendulum summoning. Let me rephrase that. You're not going to be pendulum summoning a lot. I tend to pendulum summon with this deck quite a bit, especially since I'd try to get the boss monster out. I know other people probably won't rely on the boss monster as much, but I rely on the boss monster quite a bit. And so I tend to do a little bit of pendulum summoning here and there. But Polyduality is a really good search card. That, and Summoner's Art, which I know went up in price on eBay, and Qliphort Scout. This is like the search engine of the Stratos, but it has to be in the Pendulum Zone. But yeah, this is actually an overall really good deck. Odd-Ice Pendulum Dragon here so that you can get some XYZs, Pendulum monsters like Qliphort Scout into your hand. And then Carrier, it's really good because then if you tribute it, which I tend to use it to tribute a lot, especially for towers, it can just bounce monsters back in opponent's hand, and Helix can destroy spell and trap cards on the field. So they all have really good effects, especially when they're tributed. So I mean, you're going to be doing a lot of tributing anyways. A lot of people also like to a lot of I guess you can say a famous or popular combo. I see some people actually love Qliphort Steel, which is not a bad card to run, to be honest. I just didn't find enough room in the deck, and I didn't find it anyways very useful. But what I see a lot of people do is possibly have a Qliphort, Helix, Carrier, or Disc in their hand, sacrifice, and what they would do is use scout and use its effect, and then get steel under their hand, and then like normal summon a disc or something like that. Then equip it with sacrifice, then they'll activate laser clip, and then they'll normal summon that steel, and then steel will have like 3100 attack points, and it'll just be way too powerful to basically overcome on like a first turn too, because I've seen a lot of people do that on first turn. So this deck can pull off so many different combos, not as much with the XYZs, but a lot with mainly normal summoning, to be honest, which is what makes this deck really cool, because this deck makes, especially with the towers and all for most of the effect, that when it's normal summon, it's unaffected by effects like monster effects, based on that monster's level. So I mean, it's a really good deck all in all, especially their boss monster, which shuts down a lot of decks, especially Egyptian God cards. It's pretty much better than Egyptian God cards, except for the fact that unless you can get Qliphort or something, one of their attacks really high up. But that's really it. So this deck is all in all really good, and I do plan to see a lot of people playing this deck, especially with new challengers out. And so I hope you guys get a little bit prepared for this, and maybe make your deck on a deck of this too. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Do whatever you want to this deck. I tend to say that a lot during deck profiles, but do that whatever you want to this deck. I've seen, like I said, people play, or I think it's actually called Shell now. Now that I think about it, Qliphort Shell. I've seen people put that card in. I've seen some really crazy combos with this deck too. So I hope you guys do whatever you want with this deck. And thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more. And this is Cameron from Dueling Dragons, signing out.